There are so many paleo, keto, Atkins, low carb authors and books. Why are so many people who are well educated, credentialed, and smart concluding that the low carb diet, not the whole food plant based diet, is best for human health? What are the most compelling, important, and convincing studies that make you believe that a whole food plant based diet is the proper diet for humans and that a diet that includes animal products is not?
Maybe just the word keto. I mean, it's just a cool word. I mean, it's not as cool as ketogenic. And you got Hollywood actors, and you have people in Silicon Valley, and unfortunately, you have physicians and PhDs talking about the ketogenic diet. It's a great way to sell a book. If I wrote a book called The Ketogenic Heart Diet, I would sell hundreds of thousands of copies. I'd be doing great harm to the public, and I'd be increasing the risk of long-term death rates, according to scientific studies. But it's hot right now, and in the food industry is responding. I've seen keto apple cider vinegar out now, and just crazy products that'll create a multi-billion-dollar industry. So why is the public so attracted? It does leave in the diet some of the foods that people want. They want their meats. You won't find meats in a whole food plant diet. People aren't thinking about the environment, they aren't thinking about the animal, they aren't really thinking about their own totality of data and their own health, but it's easier. It's not an easy diet. To do keto diet long-term, to never touch the breadbasket and the crackers and all the rest, or if you do, you're eating versions that aren't very healthy. It's a restrictive and tough diet long-term, and not many people are going to follow it a year later, and I'm glad, because most people shouldn't follow it at all. But it is seductive, and you just need a few good representatives. Fortunately, in the plant world, we have a lot now. We have Lewis Hamilton, F1 driver. We've got David Carter from the NFL. We got Kylie Irving from the Celtics. We've got Nemo Delgado and Bianca Taylor that are, an incredible couple online. If you don't know who they are, bodybuilders, and on and on and on. You could go on the Tennessee Titans. So we've got our own great examples if you need to see a person who's eating that dietary pattern and follow it, let alone all the doctors that promote plant diets because of the strong science. Why? It's long-term data. I can put a patient on a whole food diet, let's call it the Daniel fast. 21 days of lentils and water that is described in the Bible, that is actually scientifically studied at a university in Memphis, Tennessee, works incredibly well. I could put a person on a keto diet of just fats and meats and eliminate almost all their carbohydrates. At the end of the day, 2-3 weeks later, they're both going to have lost a lot of weight. Now, I know from the studies of the Daniel fast type diet that inflammation and blood sugar and blood pressure and weight are all going to be kind of moving in the right direction in a healthy manner. 3 weeks later on a keto diet, I'm not sure. There aren't that many studies at the 3-week time point. I'd worried what happened to their cholesterol. I have patients that have gone on a keto animal diet, a paleo animal diet, and in just 3 weeks, their cholesterol has doubled. Doubled from 200 to 400. You won't see that on a diet based on peas, beans, and lentils. You'll see the opposite. It'll go down. It's really the long-term picture, though. Long-term plant diets of whole foods reduce your risk of death in a time period, reduce your risk of developing type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, erectile dysfunction, brain disease, and certain cancers like colorectal cancer, where the data is published in more than 1 million people. Long-term use of low-carb, high-fat diets promote death. And that is a message that I will get out everywhere I can until the studies change that, because the studies are very strong and very unanimous. Studies in the United States, studies in Greece, studies in Sweden. People that eat a low carb, these carbs are bad. I saw the doctor with white hair talk about it on TV, so I'm going to up my animal foods. They're mortgaging their future. They're getting a slimmer waistline. There's other better ways to get a slimmer waistline. It's hard work, but there's other better ways. But they're mortgaging their health for the future. Bad idea.
You've been invited here to the Real Truth About Health conference. We're doing this for free to the public. And I guess I'm just curious, what do you think the importance is of the Real Truth About Health conference?
The Real Truth About Health conference is a great place for people to go, and the fact that it's free and can be viewed all over the world, because I love the faculty, and these are experienced clinicians and scientists who don't throw out traditional medicine. You can't throw out an emergency room when you've broken a bone, but recognize there's such severe flaws in the medical system in terms of preventing diseases that are preventable and addressing them with lifestyle and looking for root causes. And this is not really radical. This actually makes incredible sense. We've had 50, 60 years of lifestyle medicine that identify the habits that can create type 2 diabetes, obesity, brain disease, heart disease, and cancers. It only makes sense to teach over and over. Reverse that, play that backwards, go back to a diet, a lifestyle, and habits that don't promote disease, yet you don't see it inside a medical system. You walk in a hospital and you buy bacon and cheeseburgers. You can't be teaching the right message when that's the case. So at this conference, you hear authentic messages, and it has to be a plant-based conference because that's the authentic diet of preventing diseases, reversing diseases, combined with the rest of lifestyle. You have to move, you have to sleep, you have to manage stress, you have to have optimal nutrition. But nonetheless, this conference is the real deal. If you're worried about your health or have a health issue or just want to stay healthy, get your information here.